Who is the worst zodiac sign? Secrets revealed. Are you curious to know what is the worst zodiac sign? While it's certainly not fair to make blanket statements about an entire group of people based on their sun signs, in my experiences for many years, when playing a consultative role and reading natal charts to my customers, I realized that some signs have a propensity for negative behaviors or tendencies that others most dislike, such as stubbornness, egotistical, or critical nature. Let Lalazodiac dive deep into some astrological personalities and dissect each worst zodiac sign one by one in this video. Aries. As the first child of the zodiac, Aries is known as the bravest warrior with a competitive and aggressive spirit. Especially is great at zealously taking initiative and not being scared of challenges. The rule of Mars makes Aries become the legal successor of the god of war. Aries is often known for their competitive traits, but they can take it too far. By having an innate need to win at all costs, Aries can become overly aggressive with their tactics and even resort to underhanded means if necessary. This kind of behavior is not only unhealthy in a competition, but it can also damage relationships with those around them. Aries may seem like fireballs of energy, always racing towards a new endeavor at lightning speed, which are like sports cars, leaving everyone in the dust. However, their intense energy can sometimes fizzle out, making it hard for them to follow through on their plans. Aries can get easily bored or distracted when the initial excitement wears off, which makes them give up and move on to greener grassland. This impulsive tendency can lead to a long list of unfinished projects and goals, even if they can get into trouble if they make all their decisions on the fly, without thinking things through, which makes them become the worst zodiac sign. Aquarius. Aquarians are the supreme rebel sign of the zodiac, always going against the trend and blazing trails with their wild desires for revolutionary change and forward-thinking freedom. But their progressive nature keeps them one step ahead of the game. But it can also lead them down a slippery slope of self-righteousness and eccentricity. They disobey rules or principles. Instead, the more they are forced or told to do something, the more rebellious they become, and they act weirder because of the aim of not getting to back down or admit to being wrong. And let's not forget their stubborn streak. It's a force to be reckoned with, often serving as a sneaky barrier that keeps this worst zodiac sign from embracing new viewpoints. This hard-headed zodiac sign always believes in their thoughts and beliefs to the point of refusing to get down from them, especially once they are made up in the name of ideological purity and utopian visions. Stubbins Firth, an American doctor, was so obsessed with the idea that yellow fever wasn't contagious and tried to prove it to the extreme that Firth himself underwent the most horrific self-sabotage experiment in medical history just to prove his theory. Virgo. Why would the sign of Virgo end up on the worst zodiac sign list when they are practically a model citizen with organized, detail-oriented, and self-oriented natures? But alas, there are some particular qualities that Virgo is proud of which seem to easily get people upset. They don't just pay attention to the details, they obsess over them. These perfectionists dig in the dirt, often leading to extreme frustration when things don't go according to their high expectations. But don't expect a dramatic outburst from a Virgo. They're too classy for that. Instead, they'll use teasing, sarcasm, and even a stern lecture to get their point across. If you happen to live with a Virgo, beware. These cleanliness enthusiasts take their tidiness to the extreme. They always love to keep their house and their surroundings as clean as possible, and can even easily realize Virgo from a mile away when their workspace will be spotlessly clean, limbed to the point of obsession. But don't think you'll be comfortable when living with them. They're constantly grumbling about tidiness and pressuring you to clean up after yourself. So if you're a messy person, brace yourself for a barrage of OCD or obsessive-compulsive disorder-induced cleaning lessons. Gemini. Gemini are like colorful butterflies flying in the sky. Even they themselves don't know where they're flying. Surely you can find Gemini in social gatherings or eventful parties, but they also leave quickly if their surroundings don't have enough excitement and buoyancy. And then there's the fickleness when this week they're ready to take off flying into the universe and become the next Neil Armstrong, but this worst zodiac sign dreams of becoming lecturers standing in a lecture hall on the next week. Simultaneously, inconsistency and restlessness can cause these Geminis to find it hard to focus on any intimate relationships. They always look for the feelings of stimulating chase and thrill instead of pleasing the present moment, which causes them to neglect their own love. Even they will immediately stop when they discover the relationship is not the novelty and drama they expected. The rule makes them feel completely unfreed, constrained, and inhibited. This is why they prefer to fly solo, savoring every moment of life as it comes instead of tying themselves down to a long-term relationship. Scorpio. A mysterious and secretive Scorpio successfully camouflages themselves with a tough, cold, unyielding shell, especially rarely revealing much about themselves and sharing their emotions with anyone. The interesting truth is Scorpio is a master of covering their insecurities, which is why beneath the water runs deep attitude, not surprising, the Scorpio is a crazy control freak in relationships when it comes to matters of the heart. These magnetizing creatures have a way of immersing you in their world, making you feel like you're the only one they care about. But beware if you start to distance yourself or ignore this worst zodiac sign. They might give you the dreaded silent treatment to the point of leaving you wondering where you went wrong. They may even play the role of the victim, making you feel guilty and obligated to prioritize them above all else. In fact, these come from their deep fear of being hurt and can't stand if anyone comes close to their partner. They feel threatened and don't hesitate to strike back. Unfortunately, this often drives away those they care about most, due to their territorial nature. So if you're thinking about cozying up to a Scorpio, be prepared for accepting that Scorpio is the worst zodiac sign. Leo. Ruled by the sun, a regal Leo always believes that they are the center of the spotlight and sees others' eyes on them at all times in all places. They adore to flaunt their sense of privilege and take for granted all the good things in life to spend for them. This makes the lions become extremely narcissistic, even selfish, when this worst zodiac sign just always puts their needs and desires first, but forgets the feelings of the people around them. When everything is pushed farther away, Leo suffocates their loved ones with their arrogant and egotistical nature. They prefer to immerse in acclaiming and praising, which makes them ignore every piece of advice and straightforward comment from others, even looking upon them as ideas forced on them, and become disdainful of the people around them. And sometimes they're blinded by sweet, flattering words without realizing it. A typical example is MC James Corden, who has refused service by a restaurant in New York for disrespecting the waiter when his unreasonable demands were not met.